All three evaluators, Chetan, you should know, evaluator 1, that's me, Joanne. I will be evaluating speaker 1, Weber. Evaluator 2 is Tanuja, who will be evaluating Srijita. And evaluator 3 is Suryaban, who will be evaluating the icebreaker speech of Kunal. Okay, Suryaban, I'll also rename you. Chetan, one request from Tanuja before we start the meeting. Please call her as the first evaluator because she has to go for another meeting in
No issue.
So when you do the evaluation session, instead of calling me first, call her
Sure.
first. Let her give the evaluation and then she can leave for her other club meeting. Okay.
Sure.
I think that's there. Our timer is ready. Timer, you need to note the timing for all the speeches is 5 to 7 minutes except Kunal's speech. Because it's an icebreaker speech, it is 4 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Done? Yeah. Sa, Surya, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Welcome to the 163rd meeting of the Palava Toastmasters Group, which is conducting at Zoom.com. First of all, give a thunderous round of applause for joining 163rd meeting of Palava Toastmasters. So, day before yesterday, there was a match of Sri Lanka and Pakistan. I apologize if someone is not interested in cricket, but I was watching the match and the last 2 overs was seriously how Sri Lanka came, turn around and battle and won the match. So I think for today's meeting also, since agenda is also, went for like hustle and bustle, there is something, but we will make this meeting is very much achievable and in spite of lots of hindrances, we will achieve the purpose of the meeting. So once again, give a thunderous round of applause for joining the meeting. Can anyone just tell me why they have joined Toastmaster, be it guest or Toastmaster? Can anyone? Can be simple, one liner, one word.
For betterment, for becoming a better version of ourselves, for finding new friends, new community, new people.
Finding new friends, making networking. There are some or the other missions which is attached to like what you thought before joining the Toastmaster. Similarly, in our Toastmaster, we have a mission where in that manner we try to achieve our goal per se. I would like to read the exact mission statement which our Toastmaster club have like given. So the club objective and the club's mission statement is to provide mutually supportive and positive learning environment where each member has the opportunity to deliver communication skill and that will further enhance to build the self-confidence and personal growth. There is also some checkpoints before we start our actual meeting. So please turn off your camera whenever you are. Please turn off your camera since it's a virtual meeting, and do not speak when someone is speaking. Just mute yourself, and always refrain talking from sex, religion, politics topic. Now, before calling to our president of the club, I would like to give his introduction his own words. I think he has just changed some introduction part. I think Tata has just given, right?
Yeah, it's in the group. It's in the meetings.
Starting with Hindi word. नाम तो सुना होगा. An engineer by accident and MBA graduate by choice. Currently Reta athletics trainer, passionate speaker at heart, and also in his spare times he loves to read books and do cycling. Please give a thunderous round of applause and welcome Tata Subramanian.
Thank you.
Over to you, Tata.
Thank you. Thank you, Suryaban, for the warm introduction. Actually, I was preparing for my PO address as well, but Suryaban had inspired the audience so much that I don't want to enhance further by giving my own PO address. So I will jump the gun and would directly start with the proceeds of the meeting. So I would want the guests who have joined this meeting to introduce themselves. So we would like to start. Either the guests themselves can, raise their hand and say, or what we'll do is I will call the guests and they can introduce themselves. Let me see. We'll start with Sarah then. Sarah, can you please introduce yourself?
So I'm a 17-year-old girl and I study commerce. I'm in 12th standard. That's it.
Okay, good. Short and brief. Then we have, who else we have? We don't have anyone as guest, right? You're on mute.
Okay.
Daksh is there.
We have Daksh. Everybody wants to know who Daksh is.
Yes, yes.
Everybody wants to know who Gaurav is.
Daksh.
They all guess.
Yes. Daksh, your turn.
So my name is Daksh Chaudhary. I study in class 7 in Palava Public School, Dombivali. My hobbies are to play football, cricket, etc., and also table tennis. And I want to become a CA like my father is. And I just want to, I have joined this Toastmaster because I want to fight the fear of stage fright. So because of that, I have joined this Toastmaster.
Great, Daksh. Gaurav, can you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much, Tata. Myself, Gaurav Heron, and I am feeling a bit uncomfortable while saying guest myself because as a guest, it's my third or fourth meeting. So I am unofficially a guest member here in Palava, but in the next upcoming meeting, will definitely be an official member of this Palava Toastmaster group. And apart from this, on a professional note, I'm working in an IT firm, Accenture, and here in Mumbai, I'm from past 5 years. And on a personal note, I love to travel a lot, as and when I get a time. So I try to explore new places within the country, and if I'm good at a financial side, then move out from the country. So yeah, nice to meet to all of you, and thank you so much for providing me this platform. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Gaurav. Pleasure to have you here. Who else we have? Role players will be introduced by the G. So we will now proceed to the main part of our meeting. So for the main part of the meeting, we have Joanne Joseph as the Toastmaster of the day, who graciously took at the last minute. Before I hand over the stage to her, I would have a brief introduction of her. Although I could not find her introduction, but I know pretty much. She is a content writer by profession. She is also the table topics champion and a district level contestant for the evaluation speech. And she gives fantastic evaluations and table topics, we all know. She's also a very passionate speaker, that goes without saying, and also a passionate member of this club. So without further ado, Joanne Joseph, over to you.
Thank you so much. I heard the word passionate so much, so many times Tata today. Tata is trying to pump me up. So I was thinking in the last 1 minute, taking up the TMOD role, what should I talk about today? Because it was such a last moment thing. And what came to my mind is the topic resilience, right? Today, let's talk about resilience, because I think that is something in Palava we need to talk about. And I don't want to talk about resilience just as Toastmasters. I want to talk about resilience as human beings. So let's make this a very interactive session rather than a TMOD theme session. What is resilience? It's like naam to suna hoga, resilience. But kya hai? What is resilience? You can show your virtual raise of hands. You can use your hands if your camera is on. Like, yes, Srijita, then Tata, then Daksh. Srijita, go ahead. What is resilience?
Trying again after failing.
Trying again after failing. Okay. Tata?
So there will be a point where you want to give up, but you still continue. You don't give up, but you still continue, and later on you feel proud that you didn't give up.
Okay.
So that is resilience too.
That is the resilience. That point where you want to give up, but you don't give up.
Yes.
Daksh, according to you, what is resilience?
Same.
Same?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else? There's no right or wrong answer, guys. Resilience, if you don't know the meaning, absolutely, that's okay. Consider that as a word of the day, and I'll tell you the
Staying
meaning later. Yes, Vaibhav, I can't hear
Staying
you.
strong. And
Suri. Okay, yeah.
staying strong.
Staying strong, you said.
Yeah.
Okay, that is also a part of the resilience. Vaibhav, you were saying something?
Resilience means trying, putting effort continuously.
Okay.
Means just continuously don't accept defeat. Persistent effort. Persistent effort.
Persistent effort, don't accept defeat. Rahul, you have a
yeah. According to me, resilience is something like basically even after multiple failures or defeats, you are able to get up back and give your shot and then move forward. So that is my definition of resilience. So here I remember a dialogue from the movie Rocky, where Rocky says to his son that it doesn't matter how many times you fall. What matters is how many times you get up after getting beaten.
Wow. Okay, cool. That's a very good dialogue. Thank you for sharing that with us. Sarah, yes? Your hands are up.
I think according to me, resilience meaning is being able to withstand and endure difficulties and overcome them.
Being able to withstand and endure difficulties. Okay.
Yes.
So, in physics, what is resilience? Basically, let's start with that, and then we can talk about the human emotions, right? So in physics, what is resilience? I have a paper. Unfortunately, I have a paper. I should have a spring. So imagine this paper is a spring. Okay. Now you're winding up the spring. That is, you're adding some force, some stress to the spring. Can you imagine this is a spring, and when you wind up your spring, there is some force, some stress, some tension that you give to the spring, right? Okay. And imagine it like in Hindi, we say na daba dal raha hai. So you're putting a lot of pressure on the spring, and that's why the spring shrinks. But then at one point of time, the spring will, spring back. That's why it's called a spring. The spring will come back to its original shape, right? What is resilience? Resilience is that ability to come back. Even after you go through so much tension and pressure, and you're put in a lot of struggles. Life gives you a lot of struggles. So a lot of pressure, a lot of troubles, a lot of stress, right? But your ability to bounce back and start again, that ability to bounce back is actually what resilience is. And this is very important. Why? People say getting up is important after falling. Obviously, getting up is important after falling. But the difference between success and failure, in personally what I've observed, is not just getting up, but how quickly you bounce back. Because when you fall, trust me, nobody is waiting for you. The race is on. The race is on. People are still moving ahead. Yes, you have fallen. They will also fall at some part of time. There is no one in this world who can come up and say, I had no stress in my life, unless he's an Ambani. And I'm sure even Ambani and his kids will have some stress in their life. That's a different level of stress, but they will have that stress, right? So stress, pressure, problems, obstacles, they all will try to break you and, put you into that mold. Your ability to bounce back to normalcy and how quickly you can bounce back, that is resilience. Like, for example, today in Toastmasters meeting, we had so many backouts. Speakers backed out, evaluators backed out, DMOD backed out. Yet, like, the core team of Palava said, it's okay. We will manage. We will bounce back. Like, we all bitched a little bit about the fact that why people are doing this, which is very common, I think, which is very humane thing. And then we said, it's okay. We'll bounce back. And that is a strategy that I think we learn in Palava. We learn in Toastmasters also. Last moment, things can go wrong. And you are put under a lot of stress, and you are put under a lot of tension. But yet you are resilient enough to say, okay, fine, I feel bad, I am hurt, the agenda is gone for a toss, but still we will bounce back. We are like 14 people in this room, some Toastmasters, some guests, and together these 14 people will come together and make a wonderful meeting and a space for learning and growth. So today, all of you guys are my comrades in resilience. So with that, let's start the meeting. Now, what is a Toastmasters meeting? We have Sarah, who's a completely new guest. So let me reiterate. In Toastmasters, there is a traditional form of meeting goes into 3 parts. The first part is the prepared speeches, where we have our Toastmasters who are doing their parts, who are doing their projects, and they will come and present a speech based on their project and pathway that they have chosen. The second part or the session of the meeting is a table topics, which is the most fun session because it's a session where guests, despite their age, despite their background, and despite the fact that whether they are Toastmasters or not, doesn't matter, all can participate in table topic session. It's fun. What is a table topic session? Our table topic master will let you know when the session starts. And the third and final session is the evaluation round. Now, in Toastmasters, I believe the most important round is the evaluation. Because like one of my favorite speakers, Cyril Paul, I don't know how many of you know him. He's the current District 98 champion. He said once, and I totally believe in that whatever you learn in Toastmasters, you can learn from outside. You can learn all these from YouTube and Googling. But there is one thing that you can never get outside Toastmasters. That is feedback. I mean, you can, but you'll have to pay a bomb for that. You'll have to pay thousands and lakhs of rupees to like coaches to get minimal feedback. But Toastmasters gives you that feedback every single week. Your peer gives you that feedback every single week. And that feedback, that evaluation is the most important thing for you as a speaker or a leader or even as a human being to grow. So that's one of the fantastic sessions that we have. That's the third session. Now, before we start with our prepared speaker session, there is one important person in this room whom I need to introduce. He is the whole and soul of the evaluation session. And he's none other than our general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Chetan. Toastmaster Chetan is a chartered accountant by profession, and he says that he loves playing and watching cricket. And all his free time, he likes to spend it with his kids or maybe in the Toastmastering meeting like he is right now. Over to you, Toastmaster Chetan, to introduce the general evaluator session and your taggle team.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hello, a very good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
In today's meeting, I am the playing role of general evaluator. As a general evaluator, my role is to evaluate the entire meeting, what went right and what not went right, and how to improve the same. In this role, I have my tag team, where T stands for timer, A stands for R counter, and G stands for grammarian. But in today's meeting, we don't have grammarian, but we have the listener role, which you will find only in Palava Toastmaster Club, not in any other. So that made the Palava Toastmaster special. So let me introduce the timer. So that today's meeting, the timer role is playing by Toastmaster Rahul. To introduce Rahul, he is currently working as a product manager in credit card division working in Axis Bank. In free time, he loves reading books and playing flute. He joined Toastmaster to improve his communication skill and build confidence in public speaking. I request Toastmaster Rahul to please come on the stage and please share the timer role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. So, hello everyone. Today I am playing the role of timer, where I will be timing all the prepared speeches, table topics speeches, and the evaluations. So, prepared speeches will be given. Speakers will be given 4 to 6 minutes and 5 to 7 for introductory first speech. The speaker will be given 4 to 6 minutes of time, and for general speaker, the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. For evaluations, the timing will be 2 to 3 minutes, and for table topics, the timing will be 1 to 2 minutes. So, For prepared speeches, I'll be showing green card at the 5th minute. I will just show you how it will look like. At the end of 6th minute, the card will change to yellow, and at the end of 7th minute, the screen will change to red. For table topic speaker, the timing will be 1 to 2 minutes. At first minute, the screen will turn to green. At 1 minute 30 seconds, the screen will be turning to yellow, and at the second minute, the screen will turn to green. For evaluations, the timing are 2 to 3. At second minute, the screen will change to green. At 2 minute 30 seconds, the screen will be yellow, and at third minute, the screen will be red. Any speaker who is basically taking more time than the threshold, then the speeches will be the speaker will be disqualified. Thank you, Chetan. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. So just note, there is a grace period of 30 seconds after the red card also. So the next role is R counter, and the R counter role is playing by Toastmaster Sai Prasad. Sai Prasad worked in a multinational company and he completed his BCom. He loved to play cricket, cooking and cycling. I request Toastmaster Sai Prasad to please introduce the R counter role. Sai Prasad, you are on mute.
I'm sorry. Thank you so much, Chetan, for introducing myself. And as my name has already been introduced, so today I will be playing the role as an null counter. So my role as an null counter is to mark the repetition of crash words like is, and so, I can, so, and so and so forth, so that the effectiveness of our communication doesn't get impacted or hampered. So at the end of the meeting, I will present the report to you when general evaluator calls you upon the stage. So that's all. And break a leg for all the fellow speakers who will be playing their major roles. Yeah, thank you so much. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai Prasad. The next role is listener, who is playing by Toastmaster Suryaban. So Suryaban, by profession, he is chartered accountant. He worked in investment bank company. He loved to travel, play guitar, spend time with the family, and enjoy the nature's beauty. People always find him busy in one or another thing. So I request Toastmaster Suryaban to please introduce the listener role.
Thank you so much, Chetan, for the warm introduction. I believe listening, good listening is as equal important as good speaker. So both goes hand in hand. My job is to note out some piece of information from some from the speakers speeches and to present at the end of the meeting, just to see whether people's are just to see the members are listening to the speakers carefully and they are not just hearing. Yeah. So
Thank you, Toastmaster Suryaban. Thanks all for explaining their role. So now I will present my report at the end of this meeting. And now I would like to hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day, Joanne.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Toastmaster Chetan, for introducing your team. And now we will start with our first session, that is a prepared speeches session. So in prepared speeches, we have three fantastic speakers today. And our first speaker is Toastmaster Weber. So, but before I introduce Toastmaster Weber, I have to introduce his evaluator. And his evaluator is none other than me. So, as his evaluator, let me tell you what his speech is about today. Today, Toastmaster Weber is going to give his speech from the path Presentation Mastery, Level 2, Project 1, Understanding Your Communication Style. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn about different communication styles and identify his or her primary style. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Vaibhav, are you ready?
Yes.
Tata, can you spotlight Toastmaster Vaibhav as well as the timer? And for all the audience, you can go to the view, the speaker view instead of the gallery view if you want to see just the speaker and the timer. Or if you want to see all of us, you can go for the gallery. It's all up to you. Thank you. Can you please also spotlight the timer, Rahul? Rahul Ghate.
Done.
Okay. Vaibhav, ready? Can you see Rahul?
No, I cannot.
Go to the speaker's view. In the view, instead of a gallery view, go to the speaker's view. You will see me and Rahul both. Rahul, are you ready? Because even I can see a black screen, Rahul.
Yeah, I am ready. Yep.
Okay. Timer, please note, it's a 5 to 7 minute speech. Toastmaster Vaibhav. My communication style, Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Thank you, John. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and guests. I'm Vaibhav Chaudhary and Chartered Accountant. Presently, I'm into my own practice. Earlier, I was into job. So, in job, I was very, you can say, focused, very ambitious. As a Chartered Accountant, my profile was of accountant and finance profile. So we always have statutory compliances, due dates. We always have deadline for something, board meetings. We always need to prepare presentations and all these things. So this always give lot of pressure, stress on us by my boss, by others, other department, by deadlines, statutory deadlines and all other things. And we have to perform in that particular pressures. The same pressure we apply to our subordinate because we have to be result oriented. We have to finish our work within that timeline. So when after 10, 12 years of work, when I just started my own practice, I found that I was following a communication style, which is a direct communication style. So today's my speech title is Understanding the Communication Style. So I have 4 objectives of my speech. The first one is understand what are the different communication style. The second one is that identify what is my preferred communication style. Third one is recognize how the communication style may impact results or interactions. And the last one is to determine how to improve the communication style. So coming on the first point, we'll discuss all points together, but coming on the first point, there are 4 types of communication style. The first one is direct communication style. Second one is initiative. Third one is supportive. And the fourth one is analytical. So starting with direct communication style, in direct communication style, like we are very decisive, competitive, independent, and very confident. We always put lot of stress on results. We are very result oriented and we want that we measure the success with our achievement only. That things give lot of pressure on to us to get the work done from other people. So in that case, definitely we give orders, instruction to subordinates. The same thing we get from our bosses also. But that makes some situations in pressure time, like it spoils some relationship with the subordinates and all these things. So this is the part of direct communication style. I was following this communication style very long during my this job day, but when I moved out from my job and started my own practice, then I decided that I should not follow this communication style, and definitely I totally stopped this communication except in some rare cases. So now what communication style I've started to following? I've started to following the second communication style, which is the initiative communication style. What is initiative communication style? Like in that communication style, we are be more social, we are more enthusiastic, energetic, and we are we just want to work in a team. So, but what are the disadvantage of this communication? I'm sorry, I'm not getting the timer still. So anyway, I'm continuing it. So just tell me when the green card and this thing, so I can manage my speech accordingly. So
Sure.
in this communication style, we usually speak more. We listen less and we speak more. So that creates sometimes problem also. I remember 2 days back, like I'm into real estate also, I was discussing one property details with one of my associate. He was trying to convey me about the details, but I stopped him and I started asking the details myself. So after that call, when I compiled the detail, I found that there are 2 or 3 critical detail I missed it. So there and I decided, no, this there's some time we have to start developing our listening style also instead of just talking more. So now I would like to come on the my third communication style, which is supportive. What is supportive communication style like? Is where we remain calm, steady. We definitely be gentle with others. In supporting, we usually accept other views also, we interact with others also. So definitely it helps in whether in all situations this communication style is appropriate. But what I feel like in my practice, initiative communication style more important than supporting, because in supporting style there sometimes we become indecisive because we take opinions of so many person. In personal life also we can say ki, okay, this is in personal life we can say ki we must be the uh, supportive communication style, but in profession sometimes we have to go on some other different communication style. That maybe I'm coming on the fourth communication style, that is analytical. What is analytical communication style and how it is different from the other thing is, and in analytical communication style we take decision on basis of some details. We calculate the details, we go into details, we try to make we try to make a logical decision on the basis of some facts. In supporting more of democratic type of things, in personal life we can follow that one, but in professional life either initiative communication style or analytical communication style is required. I remember a few days back when so many few associates were discussing one transaction. Everyone is giving their own view, and they are giving something. When we deciding the terms were becoming very impractical and unrealistic. So one person was the leader of our team. He told, like, if we follow all these terms, we cannot get this transaction. It will become impractical. So definitely that decision comes on the basis of some data. So definitely the analytical style is also important in working. At this type of analytical style we cannot use in our relationship with friends, family, or in social. So like we discussed 4 communication style. This is the first one is direct, second one is initiative, third one is supportive, and fourth one is analytical. My present style is most of initiative type, and the out of 4 objects, 3 we already discussed. The last one is how to improve the communication style, whether my current communication style is appropriate or not. So I think presently I'm following initiative communication style, and I find it proper for my professional life. But I think in personal life also I'm following initiative communication style, which is not proper. I have to switch to supportive communication style. So I'm trying for that one. For that one, I'm trying to listen more and more, trying to grab the others people opinion also, and trying to understand that thing also. Thank you. Thank you. With that, I want to conclude my speech.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav, for that detailed speech on your communication style. Thank you so much. Now let's go to our second speaker for the day. Our second speaker for the day is none other than Toastmaster Srijita. But before I call our second speaker, I'll call the evaluator for the second speaker so that she can give the project details. And the second evaluator is Toastmaster Tanuja from Agnes Toastmasters Club. A little bit of intro about Tanuja. She says, art is my nature. She's a lover of learning new and different things, exploring places, and reading is an interest for her. Talking and making friends is in her blood. That I can vouch for that. That's so true. And she says that she's a mental health professional and she knows now that all this makes sense. Now that I don't know, that didn't make sense to me, but I'm sure it makes sense to her because she's a mental health professional. Over to you, Toastmaster Tanuja. Please give the project details for Toastmaster Srijita. You're on mute, Tanuja. You're still on mute.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Joanne, for that introduction, which I wrote and you gave. Thank you. So my speaker, Toastmaster Srijita, she is delivering her level 2 speech, project 3 speech today. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how the inversion mentors and to share some aspects of a previous experience. Timer, please note the time is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you. All the very best, Srijita.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tanuja. Now let's go to speaker number 2, Srijita. Srijita, we call her the baby of our club, but she doesn't like it. So I'll go into the introduction. Srijita is an undergraduate student of psychology who's very passionate about literature, education, and health. I can personally vouch for that. She is. She's currently running a blog and trying to duck academic bouncers. Wow. Oh, like kudos to you, Srijita, for your honesty. She likes cracking bad jokes. Okay. I don't think in Palava we have yet witnessed that from Srijita's part. But all the best, Srijita. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Can you see the timer? He's spotlighted.
I can see the timer, but
it's black. That's okay. I think he's keeping his camera switched off. He will go to green. Like Rahul is expert in timing. Don't worry, I trust him. Timer, as the evaluator said, it's 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Srijita. I came upon a lighthouse.
Excuse me, may I ask for the recording to be started?
And the recording is already happening. Don't worry.
Oh.
We promised you a recording, Srijita. The club will provide you a recording. Don't worry. Trust us.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, Toastmaster Srijita. I came upon a lighthouse. I came upon a lighthouse. Toastmaster Srijita.
I came upon a lighthouse. The title of my speech is also the title of a book by Shantanu Naidu. Has anyone ever heard of it? A raise of hands. Anybody? Joanne. Oh, anybody else? Okay, fine then. Now, this is a book where Shantanu Naidu, who's a 23-year-old currently, describes his journey of meeting Mr. Ratan Tata, the veteran industrialist, and how that changed his life because Mr. Tata, not our Tata, Ratan Tata, became his mentor and guided him through his journey academically and professionally and acted like a lighthouse for him, like a beam of light which took him to shore. Because as youngsters, we usually find ourselves waking up fine mornings and thinking, what are we even doing? And on this front, I totally related to Shantanu Naidu when I was reading that book. I thought, oh my God, it's the same feeling. And the mentors that come across in our journeys are our lighthouses. Each one with their own beam of light, guiding our boat to the shore safely, soundly, and to a shore that's probably where we want to go, right? And those were the kind of mentors and the kind of lighthouses I encountered in Toastmasters. And I cannot ever overstate how much their presence and their guidance means to me, because as a 20-year-old, I cannot even begin to describe the amount of magic that they create in my life. from what kind of sentences go well into a speech to the kind of perspective you need to have to look at your own life story, everything starts to make sense. And on this October 1st, I'll be completing my first year in Toastmasters. And I think this is a very fitting time to talk about the people who quite literally carried me through this year. Like Joanne said, I am the baby of this club. So I am going to talk about two mentors of my Toastmasters journey today. The first one, he's not my official mentor. In fact, I met him completely by chance. When I was doing the grammarian's role in a meeting of the R.G. Doane's Toastmasters Club, which is based in Jamnagar, Gujarat. And after the meeting, the then president of that club, Toastmaster Himanshu Sinha, gave me a call as a token of appreciation for my role in that meeting. Okay, I talked. I was like, thank you so much for calling. That means a lot to me. But the way he talked and the way he appreciated me made me think, oh wow, this is a person I can probably ask questions to. And over the next 6 months, every time I faced a strategic question, the affairs of my club even, when I wanted to get something done and I didn't know, oh, how should I go about it? If I wanted to talk to someone and I didn't know for sure how I should approach them, I immediately picked up my phone. Hello, Toastmaster Himanshu, can I ask you a question? And he was always more than willing to give elaborate answers to my silly small questions. I remember one conversation with him so profoundly when he said, when we were discussing leadership in Toastmasters, and he said that every single step you take in a position of a leader in your club should be taken with the North Star being that, is this going to make my member excel in his communication skills? And he calls it, will this make my member the Virat Yuddha ka Arjun? Now, does anyone know that incident in Mahabharata when Arjun was standing alone against all of the Kaurava army and he defeated them? And this was the analogy that he gave me, that every single thing you do as a leader should be done with that signpost in mind. Will it help my member become that good? My second mentor, my journey with whom began a month back, has been mentioned in this meeting already. And he is none other than Toastmaster Cyril. He is the current reigning champion of the International Speech Contest of District 98. And I've talked to him a couple of times, and I honestly feel so honored to be his mentee. Honestly, the stakes are very high on me now, and I feel like I have to deliver so much. But I try to not let that fear get to me. But the fact that his presence and his advice is accessible to me is so big to me. And I think that this is a journey which is going to get just better with time. The third facet of mentorship in Toastmasters that I want to talk about is peer feedback. This is something which we would not technically consider in mentorship, under mentorship per se, but the peer-to-peer feedback that you get after every single meeting in Toastmasters, telling you how you can improve on the little tidbits of your role here and there, is something which makes you improve so much that each one of us can be a mentor to each one of us at every single opportunity. And this is something which I have found so profound in Toastmasters. And as my last note, I have only one piece or one takeaway from my side as a mentee. For us to make the most meaning of our journey as a mentee, I would suggest everyone to be proactive, to ask questions, to take initiatives, to see a role and not wait for your mentor to urge you or applaud you, and take it up yourself and call them and be like, how can I do this? Can you please help me? This is a beautiful journey for both mentors and mentees. And with humility, curiosity, we can make the most of it. Thank you, and over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srijata. Like, I was listening to your speech so attentively that I forgot I have to speak next. Thank you so much. Now, we will call in our third speaker for the day, and I'm pretty excited for our third speaker because it's going to be his icebreaker speech. But before calling in the third speaker, I would like to call in the third evaluator who is going to evaluate our speaker. Now, our third evaluator today is Toastmaster Suryaban. And Suryaban has already been introduced as a SA, but a little bit about him in detail. He's a chartered accountant by profession. He works in an investment banking company. He says he loves to travel, plays guitar, spend time with his family, etc., etc. Now that I'm reading his introduction, I realize that GE has already introduced him as a listener. So I will stop here. You all know who Suryaban is. Suryaban, over to you. Kindly give the project details for Kunal.
Thank you so much, Joanne, for the long introduction. Kunal, the pathway is dynamic leadership, project 1 and level 1. Kunal, TM Kunal, no shortcut for easy life. No shortcut for easy life. Toastmaster Kunal. Over to you, Kunal. All the best for your nice little speech.
Thank you so much, Suryaban. So in Palava Toastmasters, what we do is the evaluator gives only the project details and the title is given by the TMOD, but that's okay. That's fine. Kunal, are you ready?
Yes.
Excited? Come on, smile. It's your first speech. There's no need to be nervous. You can see the timer, Rahul.
Yes.
Yes, you can. Tata kindly removes the evaluator from the spotlight. Yeah, because that puts a lot of pressure on the speaker. Toastmasters Kunal, who's going to be giving his icebreaker speech. Timer, please note the timing is 4 to 6 minutes, not 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Kunal. No shortcut for an easy life. No shortcut for an easy life. Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joel. I would like to start my speech from one beautiful song. जिंदगी का सफर है एक ऐसा सफर कोई समझा नहीं कोई जाना नहीं. There is a small man from a small town. He was born 1st October 1991 in small family. His mother his mother was doing daily wages job in farm, and his father was drunk. His mother has no any support from his maternal families, and he decided to shift his 3 years old son Kunal to his maternal family for education. And this is my story. Okay. At my first school, I got books, 3 kg rice, and lunch from the school. Then I admitted a trustee school for high school education, where they have provided books for me. And after my SSC, I requested to my father's sister to stay with her for further education. After several requests, I went there. Uh, I admitted for science education. Uh, Simultaneously, I was doing job in a medical shop. Post that, I got first class. Then I got admitted in engineering college. In engineering college, I stayed there in hostel. Uh, where is Dheeraj and Yogesh was my roommate. They know about my story. My mother sold his jewelry, and my father sold out one small land for my education, and they understand the reality of my life. I could afford only one time of food at that time, and they both are order their tiffin at the night time with two more extra chapatis, and they are provided two extra chapatis to me to survive my life for dinner. Okay, and I have passed 4 years with them. They are my best friends, and they are still with me in every situation. During my school days, I got a district level handwriting competition first prize. uh, After engineering, I started my career journey from manufacturing industry. I live at one slum area with 3000 rupees rent, and my first salary is 4500 with one time food. Post that, I came to Mumbai in 2015, and searching a job. Then during this time, I I'm searching a job in BKC, and I stand alone in front of one of building in BKC. One one gentleman asked I asked to one gentleman for job, and he said that we have opening for housekeeping job with 9000 rupees, and I got the opportunity. I said yes, I can do it. Okay, that time I was much needed for money, since everyone's go through in any situations. They are struggling for life and opportunities. During that job, in the meantime, I was searching job for relevant position. One gentleman meet me and ask, uh, uh, what is your education and what are you doing here? I said, by profession I am an electrical engineer. Still I am searching relevant job, uh, and I don't have a relevant job, that's why I am doing this job. He offered me a job for electrician position in his bank. I have started my journey as an electrician. Then it was my turning point for my career and for my life. After 6 months, I got promoted as a supervisor. After 1 years and 5 months, I got another opportunities for shift engineer. Then I climb more stairs for success uh, after hard work. That's why I got it. Success has no shortcut, and happy life and easy life has no shortcuts. Struggle, hard work, your willpower are most precious things to develop yourself. You have to enhance your capabilities to survive yourself in this society. uh, I got very good job in last year in reputable MNC company as a operations as a technical subject matter expert in JLL. After hard work, they have promoted me as a operations lead for West India, and currently I am doing as a operations lead West India job in JLL. My hobbies are reading books. Mrutyunjay is my favorite novel, and Das Boda is my favorite holy book. I love traveling. I love making friends. I love music. uh, I am an ISO auditor. I am a green building certified auditor. That's the my story. I have to end this with one Marathi shloka. Jagi sarvasuki asa कोण आहे विचारे मना तुझी शोधुनी पाहे. uh, thank you for giving this opportunity. This is my first speech. I will try better in next time. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kunal. And obviously, you will try better next time. But let me tell you, This time was fantastic. Trust me when I say this, it takes a lot of courage to come on screen and share your personal story with strangers. It takes really, it shows a lot of resilience as the theme today is. And your story is a shining beacon, a shining example of resilience, and how when you have resilience within you, whether you're a small boy from a village or not, doesn't matter, you will end up successful. Even though there are no shortcuts, you will climb every single ladder and then you will reach there. Thank you so much. It's an honor to listen to your story. We hope that you come back, give more speeches, and become more successful in life. Thank you so much. With that, we end the prepared speakers round today. Yes, Srijita, you have something. Did I forget something? Please
No,
let
we
me.
have Kunal's standing ovation remaining.
Yes, thank you so much. You should remind me, Srijita, when I forget. Kunal deserves a standing ovation because in Toastmasters, we have a tradition when the speaker speaks for the first time, we give him a standing ovation. Kunal, a standing ovation to you. It's so difficult to stand, yet we give you a standing ovation. Thank you so much, Kunal, for giving your first speech. And I wish like
Actually,
bang, bang, bang.
I was not prepared, and I reached at home yesterday night 12 p.m. and I was attending meeting from today's morning. And Srijita is still insisting me read it, prepare it in front of mirror, and you can do it.
Kunal, it's your story. It's okay even if you're not prepared. It's your story. It comes from your heart and it reaches to our heart. It didn't feel like it was not prepared. It's an icebreaker speech. You spoke from your heart and we all got it.
But if
And
Srijita was not insisted, I can't do it.
then thank you, Srijita. Srijita is Kunal's mentor. And thank you, Srijita, for insisting that Kunal comes up and gives his speech. Thank you so much. And I hope, Kunal, we get to hear you again, like soon, week after week, not like months after months. Thank you so much. That was a prepared speech session. Now, before I call in for the fun session, the table topic session, let's talk a little bit for a couple of minutes about resilience. Kunal's example was a fantastic Kunal's story was a fantastic story, example of resilience. I want the audience to talk about resilience in their life. Any story, a short moment, an event, something happened and they realize the importance of resilience, or they realize they are not that resilient and they need to improve. Let me rephrase the question. How many of you in this audience easily give up? I was one of those people. I didn't even realize I was that kind of a person. But how many of you are the kind of person who easily gives up? Like you meet a roadblock, an obstacle, and your first instinct is छोड़ना. छोड़. क्यों tension लेने का? Like let it go.
First instinct.
The
First
first
instinct. Instinct, yeah. It's the
instinct,
first
yeah.
instinct.
Yeah. So for a long time, I was this person. I did not like conflicts. I did not have any major ambitions or goals in life. I don't think I still have a major ambition or goal, but I was very chilled, right? And I thought it was being cool. To me, that was like, I'm a cool person. I didn't realize that it was not being cool. It was me hiding behind that fear of conflict and not becoming resilient enough. Over the time, I realized, okay, I have developed a habit of giving up too easily just for the namesake of being too cool and too chilled. And then what happens? Resilience is like that spring. The more you exercise it, you become better. That's what I have realized in my life. Thanks to Toastmasters, thanks to my profession, my family. What I've realized is the more you practice resilience, the better you become at bouncing back. So it's not something that you're born with. It's not something that some people have and some people don't. It's a talent, a skill, a personality that you can develop over time. So any stories, any examples, events where you can think of you were resilient or you were not resilient and now you are better at resilience. Yes, Chetan, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I would like to share my story for CA final exam. So basically in CA final, the results are very low. So even though after doing so much hard work and study, you appear, but you will not clear. So you will not get success. So it will be demotivate you. But somehow if you stick to your hard work, dedication, and I appeared second time, then also I will not be able to clear. Then I appeared third time, and finally I am able to clear. So that was the point where, because of dedication, hard work, success got. So if we have the patience and dedication towards something to achieve, then definitely you will get the success. But you should not give up. You should be keep doing that.
Thank you so much. Yeah, exams are a very good example for resilience, right? You did not give up 3 times. I have a friend, Nishil. He cleared the CA final exam in his 8th attempt. At a point, I was very supportive, but at a point after his 6th attempt, I was like, Nishil, why not try for MBA? Right? Like, I was like, it's not that you can't become a CA, but what's the point? But he was so dedicated, so determined that he took 8 attempts, and he's intelligent. The joke of all of it is he's an extremely intelligent person. For some reason, he could not clear group 1. I don't know why. It just didn't work. That is where we don't understand. He's hardworking, he's intelligent, but it's not happening. And all of our friends were like, by the 6th attempt, we were like, till 6th attempt, we were like, yes, you can do it, you can do it. After 6th attempt, we were like, why not MBA? Better salary, better scope. But he did not give up. He was very resilient. And in the 8th attempt, he cleared his C exams. And today he has a very good job, like in ICIC, the Prudential ICIC, that part of the ICIC bank. And he has a very high paying job and he's at a very good position. So that's also an example of resilience. One more example I would like to hear of resilience. It can be professional, personal life. Is everybody in this room like, Janam se resilient the? So we never had a problem where we had to think whether I should give up or not. Anybody?
Okay, so I have this example of a school event which I was like not per se supposed to organize, but what happened when the event was coming up close, we realized that there was no preparation done in the background, and most of the key people were absent, and even the teacher in charge was missing. So we were like, oh my God, this was a full-fledged celebration that needs to happen in school, like a function. Now what do we do? And we had like 4 days left, and now one solution that we had in our head was like, let it just be, like who will do it, who will step forward, and why should we, it's so much of pressure. Why would someone take it? But then we were like, no, if even 5 people show up, we can make something constructive out of it. We can turn this around. So we got people together and we practiced with our coordinator in the room. We were like, no, we will, show up again and again. And then we did deliver. And we won't say it was like a stunning celebration, but it was better than what it would otherwise have been.
See, that is the beauty of the fact of resilience, right? Resilience does not mean or does not depend on the outcome. It doesn't mean that you're resilient, so you will always be successful. That you have to remove that outcome, the result out of the picture. Building up resilience is not just for a successful result, but it's also for developing your ability to face obstacles in life. There is no way that you're going to live a life where you don't have stress and obstacles. That's not going to happen. I wish that would have happened. In my 20s, I always wished that life would have been all hunky-dory. La vie en rose, we say. There's a French saying, like, you see the life through rose-tinted glasses. Everything should be beautiful and perfect. I never had that life. Once I stopped thinking about that outcome, life was bearable. Life became happy, right? And so if you want to live a happy life, forget about the outcome. Doesn't matter whether you are successful or not, but you need resilience so that you can at least stand up and walk the journey to see what is ahead of you. If you're not having that quality of resilience, what happens is that you will not even have the ability to stand up and move forward. So whether you'll be successful or not, then you leave it to chance rather than your choice. So thank you. That was my take on resilience. Now let's go to the next session, the most fun session for the day. That is table topic session. I think Toastmaster Tata, we will have 4 or maximum 5 table topics, not more than that. Okay. So stage is all yours. Toastmaster Tata. You're on mute.
Wow. What a wonderful speeches that we have heard so far. And what a wonderful session by Toastmaster Joanne on resilience. And we will get to hear more from her also towards the end. But yeah, let's give a big round of applause for Joanne for taking such a tremendous effort at a last minute to do such a fantastic Toastmaster of the day. So now, as she said, we are into the fun part of the meeting, which is called as table topics. Now, topics is also what Toastmasters, it makes Toastmaster program very unique and exciting. So what is table topics? Table topics is a type of a mini speech, I would say, where the speaker, any speaker here or here on the meeting, will get a chance to speak for 1 to 2 minutes on the topic which I'm going to give. So it's an impromptu speaking, we can say impromptu speaking session, where whatever topic I will give you, you have to think on the spot and you give a short speech about it. You can just speak your heart out. That's what I would prefer to say. The timings of this table topic speech would be 1 to 2 minutes. So 1 minute minimum, where the timer would show the green card. And at 1 minute, 30 seconds, timer will show the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, the timer will show the red card. After 2 minutes, you have 30 seconds to wrap up. So timer, please note these timings. Is everyone clear with this table topic? Just give a thumbs up or in chat say yes, so that we can start with this. Okay, great, great, great. I can see the excitement. So who wants to come first from the guest? Okay, we got a raise in hand. Okay, that is Pawar. So, okay, I'm spelling the name correctly, right? So, are you a guest? I got from Pawar, yes, yes.
Not guest.
Okay.
I think it's Pratidnya. Pratidnya, is that you? Pratidnya Pawar?
Yes, I am guest, right?
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yes,
you are
you
written
are,
Pawar. We didn't even know it's you.
Yeah, sorry.
Hi, Pratinya. Hi, good to see you. Yes. Okay. I will spotlight you. Pratinya, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. So, Toastmaster Pratinya, your happiest moment in life. Your happiest moment in life, Toastmaster Pratinya.
Tata, can you just put a spotlight on timer also?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. And for a mother, the happiest moment would be her baby. That is really great moment. The time since we start, and every moment of that is enjoyable. But the last moment, I would say that that is a part of resilience. We somehow somewhere like feel like what is this and all that, but when we come with a good outcome or result, and then it gives a lot happiness and feeling of promotion, like. So it's a great moment for me for that, both the occasions, of course. And that is the great moment. And after that, I do realize how parents, of course, not only mother, but parents, how they brought us up with all the pains, all the priorities. They shifted their priorities for us and give us good life, good environment, try to do everything for us. And when we become parent, it is all the more clear, visible of their efforts, and we do realize, yeah, it's really different stage of life, and that was a happy moment for me. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pratinya, for sharing your thoughts on it. Yes, parents are truly the pillars of our life. Thank you so much. Now, who is going to come next? Raise of hands. Let me see. Sarah would like to come.
I guess since it's my first day, I would like to listen to everyone first and then I'll give it a try. Is it okay?
Perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Weber wants to attempt. Okay. Weber, I'm adding you to spotlight. Okay. So Toastmaster Weber, what would you do if you got one wish from God? What would you do if you got one wish from God, Toastmaster Weber?
Thank you, Toastmaster Tata. What I will do if I get one wish from God? There are so many things I want from God, and it is really very difficult to get one wish. So I think it's really very difficult to find what exactly I require. But I think if I'll get one wish, I would like good health for me and my family for the God. In today's time, definitely health is very important, not for me only, with family, for my whole family also, because like getting good health for you doesn't make any sense. So like my wish is ki, like me, everyone should live proper life. Okay, the prosperity, the money, that is important, but health is also very important. And like it comes ki, like you should ask money from the God, ask this thing prosperity from the God. That is all. If you have a good health, definitely you will get the prosperity and all these things. We should believe on ourselves, our effort, only that gives us the satisfaction and all these things. And if we could live a good life, so definitely prosperity and everything will come anyway in our life. So that is, thank you.
Thank you so much, Vaibhav. Yes, health is really very important part of our lives. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Okay, I can see some more speakers have joined. So, Hrishikesh, Daksh.
Daksh has also raised
Oh,
his
wow.
hand.
Okay. Daksh. Okay, I will start with Daksh then. Wait, I'll spotlight you first. Hi, Daksh. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Guest Daksh. What is unique about you? What is unique about you, guest Daksh?
So, what is unique about me? So, first of all, I am a sports person, and I like to play. I like to play many sports, and I am also good in studies. So you can tell that I am all rounder. First of all, and one more thing that I can make good friends. So because of that, I am having a good network. Like I have to if I have to go to play somewhere, I have to decide 100 times to where to go. Like in Palava here itself, I'm having like many groups, like some in Caspiana, some in Adriatica, Arabiana, now Persiana. So many groups. So I would decide on a mood. And one more thing for my house, actually in our school, it is divided into five house. That is green, white, red, yellow, and blue. So I'm in the White House. So for that, football. So we are having inter-house competition. So for football, I'm very good in football, and also my friends also like me to play football, and I can do a very good quick decision making and also man marking. So typically, I am a kind of leader. I used to be a midfielder, and usually I support my teammates that not to give up, and also they sometimes motivate if we lose, though I'm not motivated by myself, but still I will motivate them. And I like I have to keep that sportsman spirit with my teammates, so that next year we can win it, because I have faced many a times this experience in outer competition. So for that, I just want to encourage myself. So that's the unique thing about me. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Daksh.
Welcome.
Indeed, you are a good example of resilience that we are talking about today. Thank you so much.
Tata, one last you have.
Okay, one last only? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So last topic. Who wants to give it a shot? Last one? Okay, Suryaban. Cool. Ready to spotlight. Suryaban, are you ready? Okay. You're on mute, I guess. Toastmasters Suryaban. If you were to take one food to space, what would that be? If you were to take one food to space, what would that be?
Food.
Toastmaster Suryavan.
Food
Yeah, food.
to space.
Yes.
I would like to take one food to the space. I will take a mango fruit, where I think it is liked by all the people. And I know there will be a issue of what do you say, of oxygen and water. But if we can supply the food over there, so I believe we can also supply the first water and oxygen and all that the necessity requirement which uh, wants to grow the food of let's say like fruit of mango. So first for that we have to make arrangement for the necessity of things. Like now we have launched the Chandrayaan 3. I believe in the similar manner we will first make arrangement for the necessity of the things which we want to deliver to the space. Once that will get delivered, we can easily transport the mango over there, and we all can down the line go to space and have mango with fun over there. Thank you.
Thank you, Suryavan. Mango is indeed one of our favorite fruits, isn't it? Thank you so
Yeah.
much. So with that, the table topic session is concluded. I hope all of you have enjoyed listening to the speakers, and the speaker themselves must have enjoyed while giving the speech. It gives you that adrenal rush, right? When suddenly some topic comes either out of the space or an act of God, a one wish that you want from God, isn't it? So yeah, that concludes my table topic session, and I hand over back to the Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Joanne.
A big round of applause, virtual as well as physical, for our last moment impromptu speaking session master, Toastmaster Tata. Thank you so much for taking a table topic session. And I was thinking, Suryavan said, we all want to go to space. I was like, nahi, no. Earth is itself a big bhar. I don't want to go to space. Like Mars, no thank you. I would like to be back here with my greenery. But yeah, this was a really good topic. I was thinking what food you would like to take to space, and I'm sure everybody in the audience, you guys also sit and think, what will be that one food you would like to take to space? But space aside, let's come back to Earth and in Palava Toastmasters meeting. Now it's time for the most important session, fun apart, all that jolly good talks apart. That is our evaluation session. And I would like to call upon the general evaluator for the day, Toastmaster Chetan, for the same. Chetan, there is one request. Kindly call evaluator 2 first because she has to go for another meeting. Right? Over to you for the general evaluation session.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. So we discussed at the start of the meeting that feedback is very important in the Toastmaster, and in Toastmaster only you will find this concept of feedback and nowhere. So let's start the evaluation session. And speaker 2, Shirjita, was evaluated by Toastmaster Tanuja. So I request Toastmaster Tanuja to please present her evaluation report. Toastmaster Tanuja, you are on mute.
Before that, can you tell the timer?
Still you are on mute.
Timer to tell the timings, general evaluator. Timer to tell the timings of the evaluation.
Timer, please note that the time is 2 to 3 minutes. There will be 30-second grace period also after red card.
Yeah.
Can I start?
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Your age doesn't define your maturity. Srijita, you're just level 2 project 3 summer old in Toastmasters. But look at you. Wow, your speech were marvelous. You fulfill your objective through your speech. You started with your title. The title of the speech itself is a title of a book. You started with that. And then you gradually flow to Ratan Tata. And then you gave example of Toastmaster Cyril. And the other example, the example of Toastmaster Himanshu Sinha. There was promptly, we can see the flow, the structure in your speech. And all the examples you gave were very well known examples for all the Toastmasters. So the audience easily connected with that. Plus, you started in the beginning of your speech, you asked questions. So it was interactive. Again, you got the audience there. And very well smooth flow. We all felt heard. Richness of your language that you use, phrases like guiding our boat to the shores, amount of magic. Yes, we can see how awake reader you are. All these examples of known people, you got the hold of all the audience. But with that, definitely, you gave, examples of your own self, your own experience with that. It was really marvelous. But there are few more points which will take your speech to a higher level. If you could have made this entire speech as a story rather than an, just informative, kind of interactive, more examples, like when you said ki you spoke with Toastmaster Himanshu, you could have, share exactly what you asked for and how he respond to that, and how you cultivate, you inculcate all that information into your speech, and that affect, that help your speech in a certain level. That would have been really better for everyone, for you and for the audience, to connect with exactly what you want to say about everything. In between, you took a pause, a long pause. You need little bit more practice with that. And that is going to put a cherry on your cake for the speech. So overall, your speech was really good. A little bit more practice, the structure of the speech, the flow, everything was marvelous. And a story form will help you more to enhance your objective. Very well done, Sri. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Tanuja, for detailed evaluate report. Now, I would like to come speaker 1 was evaluated by Toastmaster Joanne. So I request Toastmaster Joanne to please present her evaluation report.
Yeah. Can I have the speaker 1 Vaibhav also on screen? Tech Master. Can he be spotlighted? Vaibhav Chaudhary.
His video is off, so
Okay. If your video is off, you cannot be spotlighted on Zoom. So Vaibhav, can you come on video? If not, it's okay. I'll start with my evaluation. There's a paucity of time. So Vaibhav spoke about my communication style. That was your title, Toastmaster Vaibhav. And what I liked about the whole speech, let me start with that. What I liked was you went into details of the 4 types of communication styles. and you gave an example from your own life about each and every communication style. You very clearly knew what was your communication style before and what you have adapted now. So that shows that you've done a lot of research and reading of the material that the Toastmasters has given. You spoke very clearly about direct communication, initiative, analytical, and all those technical aspects of communication. So congratulations and kudos to you for the hard work that you have done into this speech. Second, what I liked is the ease with which you speak. You have a tendency of speaking like an educator, a motivational speaker, and that comes out very naturally and with ease. So that ease is, it's like your plus point. Keep up that great work, the ease with which you speak. So two things I really loved about your speech. Now coming on something that you can improve on. And this is based on the objective, the project objective that was given to you today. Okay. So the first thing is the project objective was not to conduct an education session on the types of communication style, but to talk about your personal communication style and your experience. Now you did that. You gave your own anecdotes. I got it. But what I personally felt was this was more of an education and informative style rather than a speech. Now, what is the difference between a speech and an educational session? The major difference between a public speech and education session, I'll tell you, is audience. In an education session, the goal is to teach or impart knowledge. In a speech, the goal is to connect with that audience and to impart not knowledge, but a story or an experience that you had personally. Okay, so that's a major difference that many a time speakers forget. What is an informative and education session? It's all about imparting knowledge, but a speech is not about imparting knowledge. Speech is about giving your own experiences. So that is where I think you have to change the style of content. You have to start now giving speeches where you're talking about your own personal, just one example, one story where you change the way of communication and it helped you, or where you realized, when you realized that, oh, direct was your communication and it was not working. That's it. Rather than giving a total session of all the information. That's one thing. And the second thing I want you to think about is language, English language. So you have so much power in you to motivate people. Okay. But that power, I feel, somehow is blocked by the lack of proper usage of language, proper grammar I'm talking about. Okay. So because you said I was into job, I was into job is not right English. It was, I was doing a job, or at that time I was employed. So that language is very important. Now I'm not worried about your content or structure or anything. So this is the stage I feel, Vaibhav, you can work on language. How do you work on language? One thing is get your speech vetted from your mentor. Show your speech to your mentors, show your speech to your peers, your friends, and show it to them, or send a video recording or an audio recording to them and ask them, do you think my grammar is right? Do you think there is a place where I can improve my grammar or language? Because that is something you can now focus on, that level, so that you go to the next level. That's to become a better speaker. So overall, I liked your speech. I know you have done your hard work. Your research was there. Thank you so much. Have you, your project objectives have been met, no doubt about that. But two things to think about: become a public speaker, not an educator, when the speech demands that, and two, language, grammar. And for that, get your speeches vetted from your mentors or peers. All the best. I hope I can hear you back again soon. Thank you. Back to you, G.
Thank you, Toastmaster Join, for such detailed evaluation report. Now coming to speaker 3, that is Toastmaster Kunal, was evaluated by Toastmaster Suryaban. I request Toastmaster Suryaban to please present his report.
You, Chetan. I think Kunal's speech was icebreaker speech, and it has really touched to all of us heart. You know, the way he has explained and structured, like starting from where he was and where he is now. You know, it has really motivated me, and I became resilient. You know, I just got a perfect example how we can take a motivation from his journey. So overall, he started with a very beautiful Hindi song, "Zindagi Ka Safar," and you know, it actually that line only told like what he has been gone through over our life. And then, and how he turned around, came back, like he was getting food from his friend and he's still in touch with his friends. And that's, shows how he truly believes in friends. Like in today's days, it's very difficult, like who has helped us in our early, like we tend to forget to them, but was, the classic example how he has, been in touch with that types of friends. And also at the end of the, he quoted a Marathi sloka, which it was as an icebreaker speech. To be honestly, it was a well structured. He started with a very beautiful song and ended with a very beautiful quote, and also he described his life well in organized manner. Just little bit. I think as icebreaker speech to I just want to give just one small improvement, which I can see that there was a no movement of hand, but it was just like this, and I think it might be to kind of first speech. You might be feeling some nervousness. It's completely fine. Like we all feel, even I feel today also quite nervous while speaking. But I think just moving your hands and taking a body movement could have you reduce your little bit, and like kind of say you are feeling nervous and all that. So that could be, I would like to give that one point. As icebreaker speech, it was fantastic. I'm sure that you will rock for the next time. So overall, it was very well structured. Yeah. And just a very small moment, just clear in voice. I think down the line, if you are going to improve that part, it's completely fine. Just take up the role. The more you will take the role, the more you will polish, and it will help you to improve much better down the line. So yeah, overall, it was very nice, and I like your speech very lot. I hope you come the next speech. You deliver your next speech so early. Yeah. So kudos to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Suryaban. So now it's time for tag team report, and I request timer Toastmaster Rahul to please present his timing report. So Toastmaster Rahul, you are on mute.
Yeah. So to present the timing reports of the prepared speeches, uh, Vaibhav has completed his speech in the times of he has taken like 7 minutes and 5 seconds. Srijita has completed her speech in 7 minutes 22 seconds, and Kunal has completed his speech in 7 minutes. Coming to evaluation speeches, evaluator Joanne has taken 4 minutes 17 seconds to evaluate Vaibhav. Tanuja has taken 3 minutes 47 seconds to give the evaluation for Srijita. Suryaban has taken around 2 minutes and 48 seconds to evaluate Kunal. So, apart from that, table topics, I think everyone had completed their speech within the stipulated time of 2 minutes. Yeah. So, for the icebreaker speech, Kunal was given the timing of 4 to 6 minutes, but he has taken 7 minutes of time.
Okay.
Over to each other. Thanks.
Yeah. So one speaker disqualified and 2 evaluator disqualified, and all speaker on table topic are qualified. Moving to next role, that is our counter. So I request Toastmaster Sai Prasad to please present the our counter report.
Thank you so much, Chetan, for calling of calling me upon the stage. So indeed, it was an awesome session. And Joanna's reviews was, I'm not a technical evaluator, but seriously, it
Sai,
was
we can't hear
an
you.
awesome. Yeah, am I audible to you? now? Am I audible
Little
to you
far,
now?
little
Hey,
far,
just a
little.
moment, just a moment. Yeah. Is it working now?
Yes, yes, much better.
Yeah. So, yeah, indeed, it was a fantastic, awesome session. This is what I call it as bouncing back on time. So, uh, Joanne, I especially like to say thank you to Joanne for motivating us. What resilient is all about. Awesome. Nothing speechless. This is this is what I call it as a session. So there are many more sessions I have attended. So this is a prime example what we are seeing like. So coming back the results, Vaibhav as taking and more than 5 times, we more than 10 times, in more than five times, Sridhika and 5 times, and when 5 times. Kunal, this is an icebreaker speaker. I really loved. It was a touching and emotional speech. Indeed, it was.
Sai, we can't hear you. You are speaking.
Okay. So, Kunal, it's an icebreaker speaker speech. So, Kunal, you have used more than 20 times. I more than 10 times. Coming to teach evaluator, coming back to the evaluators. So Tanuja has used you more than 10 times, Suryapan 5 times, more than 5 times, and 3 times, so 3 times. Rahul has a timer when you introduce yourself, and overall you were used more than 10 times. For table topic speaker, Pratikna used 3 times, Vaibhav and 4 times, Daksh 3 times, and you more than 5 times. That's all from my end. So I'd like to conclude my speech. Over to you, General Evaluator Chetan.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sai Prasad. Now, the last role listener, Toastmaster Surya Bhan, please present the listening report.
I hope everyone was listening throughout the meeting, and that's why I just noted some of the feedbacks from meeting, where I'll present the meeting now. Shall I start, right?
Yeah.
By taking spring example, which word uh, does the speaker want to explain to us?
Resilient.
Perfect. Taking details and drawing some conclusions using data. Which communication style we have used?
Analytical.
Analytical.
Perfect. Now, a question. Who has used Virat Yuddha Ka Arjun dialogue? Speaker name is
Srijita.
Sujita.
That was not a tough question.
Joseph.
Yet everyone was shant. It was a tough question. Good one, Surya.
Okay.
I'm not sure whether it's a tough question or not, but I'm doing this the first time, so I would like to also know how I can improve in listening part. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, who has supplied? No, sorry. What was supplied to space organization?
Food.
Which food?
Mango.
Yeah, mango. Yeah, that's all. That's 4 question only, which might be silly, but this was what all I can draw from the meeting.
No, it's nice. Thanks, Toastmaster Surya Bhan, for playing the role of listening. Now, as a general evaluator, I am presenting my general evaluator report. Coming to Surya Bhan, you started the meeting on 3 o'clock. 5 minutes late. That's fine. You explained the mission of the Toastmaster Club. You referred the conversation of yesterday Pakistan Sri Lanka match. So that was the nice that attracted the attention at the start of the meeting. So that's the good you used. The only improvement point that you started the meeting, it would be good if you would be more energetic at the start of the meeting by the way of facial expression or by keeping your voice at the high. Since you are the starting the meeting, you need to attract the attention of everyone to just that meeting got started. So that the energy level, it would be good if it will be at a high level your voice. So that's the one improvement point I would like to mention. Coming to presiding officer, play by the Toastmaster Tata. So Tata, you welcome all in on this meeting. You introduced the guest to this meeting. So good job done. Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Joanne. So at last moment, TOMD back out, but you took this role for Toastmaster of the day without any theme, but you started by asking the question on resilient. So you engage all of us. So that's the good part. I don't feel that you are not prepared for the Toastmaster of the day. It feel like you prepared this fall role. So at last moment, so that's the good thing you did. You also briefly explained the structure of the Toastmaster meeting. So fantastic job done by you. Coming on the tag team, Toastmaster Rahul played the role of timer. So it's difficult to track the time, but but you did a good job. The only thing is that since you was flashing the card, but in between one speech, you mentioned the timing on the chat. So it would be good if you keep the consistency next time, like maybe flashing the card or maybe just ping on the chat. Our counter play by Toastmaster Sai Prasad. So for our counter, it's difficult to take the word of filler word. It's not easy, but you also did a good job. The only thing that when you was presenting your report on your video, we were not able to see you properly because the lighting from the outside was coming directly on your camera. So just keep yourself in such position that you should be properly visible to all of. Listener role play by the Toastmaster Surya Bhan. So again, listening throughout the meeting, it's very difficult, but you listen carefully and you ask that 4 question. So you justify with this listening role. So basically, kudos to all the team player. Coming on the speaker one, speaker Vaibhav, even though already detail evaluated by the Toastmaster Joanne, so just I would like to say that you explain all your strategy with all the style with personal example. That was the good. You concluded your speech that what is your present speech style and on which style you would like to adopt. So that's also good conclusion on your speech. Just one point that on the eye contact, uh, if you will work on it would be good since at the time of giving speech when you was thinking your eye was not on that camera, it was on the above and here there. So on that part I just would like to work. Speaker 2, Toastmaster Shrijita, good technique you use by asking the question at the start of your speech. That's the good. And take away from your speech is ask question with your mentor. Be curious and take the maximum benefit from the mentor. So after this meeting, I will also call my mentor. Speaker 3, Toastmaster Kunal, your ice-breaking speech, just like a ice-breaking speech, you cover your entire journey right from the childhood to your education, then your professional job, everything you cover. You did the justice with the ice breaking speech, and the topic was good. There is no shortcut for success. Coming on table topic session, Toastmaster Tata. So, Toastmaster Tata, you started your session by explaining what exactly the table topic master session is. So that's the good part you did. Topic was also good. The only the only one point, it would be good if you can have 1 or 2 line feedback also. It's not mandate in Toastmaster, but just it added value addition if you give 1 or 2 line for feedback. But I have the feedback for all table topic speaker also. So Toastmaster Patitnya Pawar, so your personal story engage all of us. So that's the good thing you included by explaining your personal uh, experience of motherhood. And the only one thing which I would like to say that just a little bit work on your eye contact. It was not on the camera while you was speaking. Toastmaster Vaibhav. So Vaibhav, you took a good stand that you would like to take one wish, that is good health for you and your family. So that was the good answer. That was the good part in your speech. Those guest Daksh. So Daksh, when the topic was given to you, you was very energetic, and you started the speech immediately. So I do not find that it was the impromptu speech. It was like it was the prepared speech. So that you have attempted very well. Good uh, speech. Toastmaster Surya Bhan. So Surya Bhan, you did a good job, but after getting the speech topic, you took 10 minutes to think on the topic, then you structure, and then you started the speech. So that's the good technique used, which is recommended in the table topic also. On evaluation, evaluator 1, Toastmaster Joanne. So Joanne, you started your evaluation report by saying what you liked about the speech. Then you provided the improvement point. So that's the good evaluation report overall you have done. Is Toastmaster Tanuja is also there?
No, she's not there, I think.
Okay.
She
No,
is?
then let me skip her. Uh, yeah. So overall meeting was good, and this is what my report is. Now I would like to hand over again to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Joanne.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, for a detailed and a kind general evaluation report. Today, we needed a kind report. If somebody would have come and said, "Yeah, damn, bam, 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 these things didn't go right," I think we would have felt really down, because you knew and everyone knows that this was such a last minute thing everybody was doing. But oh, I feel still we are a resilient pack together. Like, we are bouncing back every single time, something goes wrong, still we bounce back. And I'm very grateful to be a part of this community. Before we close, before I hand it over to the presiding officer, the last question about resilience that I have, and it's an important question, and I'm going to ask you guys to give an answer to me. What do you think? Resilience is easy for people who are not skilled, or is it easy for people who are skilled? Now, this is a very interesting question. Like, for example, you are talented at something. Say, let's take Toastmasters as an example. You are a great speaker. Is resilience easy for you or hard for you? What do you guys think?
Depending upon his mindset.
Depending upon his mindset. That's a very good point, Sai. But keeping mindset aside, what do you think? Your skill, your talent, does it affect resilience?
I do not think so.
Okay. Srijita says she doesn't think so.
Yeah,
Pratibhya?
it's,
So
it's not about the talent. It is all about your spirit and your push. How much you can push yourself to go ahead and take up that thing.
Okay. Thank you, Pratibhya. Rahul, you were saying something?
according to me, I think people who are like having some skills, for them showing resilience is bit easy. Why? According to me, is because they have experience. They have developed this skill over the time, and they know how to basically work upon the things which they are lacking into or they have faced issues in. So they have experience to bounce back on those things. Apart from that, about the people who don't have skill, they have to hone that skill. They have to work from basics. So that's why resilience for these people who don't have skill, I think it's little bit more difficult for them.
Okay. That's an interesting take. That resilience you think is difficult for people who don't have skills compared to people who have. Yes, Sarah?
I guess sometimes it might go the other way around. It can be totally opposite. For example, if I spoke today and my speech wasn't that good, so I would have, after the speech, I would be thinking, it's okay, it was my first time. So that's the reason why my speech wasn't that good. But if I was a Toastmaster and I have been speaking for such a long time and my evaluation didn't go that good and my speech was not that good, then I might be thinking, why I have been speaking for such a long time and still I was unable to cope up with my difficulties and challenges. So I guess it actually depends on the mindset, and in general, I think we all have our own days. So sometimes when you're in a bad mood, it might be hard for you to be resilient, and sometimes it might be easier for you. So that was my insight about it.
Thank you so much, Sarah. That's a very interesting take. And what I have, Tata, yeah, okay, go ahead, Tata.
I would also say that your circumstances, your environment also influences your resilience. So the kind of circumstances that you are in also determines whether you will become more resilient or less resilient. So if your circumstance also changes, then it also impacts the way you approach the situation. So environment around you, the people around you, they also influence a lot with respect to your resilience, because it's kind of energy. Sometimes it is high, sometimes it is low. It cannot be high all the time. It cannot be low all the time. So that is how I perceive.
How we are emotionally managing ourselves. I mean, irrespective of whether we are SME for that, like subject matter expert, but how we are managing emotionally on the way we can tackle, the challenges. So
Thank you
resilience
so
from a
much.
more emotionally perspective, which I believe.
Thank you so much, Tata, Suryavan. Like all of you spoke and all of you spoke right? Because resilience is like Tata said, it's like energy. And energy cannot be always high, always low. But let me tell you one thing that I've observed in life about resilience. It's like, as Sarah said, the better you get at something, it's difficult to bounce back from failures. Keep this in mind, my dear friends. When you are nothing and you are at the bottom, it's easy to bounce back. You know why? You're not falling that hard, right? Like I am here and this is the fall. It's easy to bounce back. Think about your own life. When you feel like, अरे कुछ भी हो जाए, मेरे को कोई डर नहीं है. When do you feel that? When you have nothing to lose. Because you are already at the bottom, right? There's nothing more to lose. So it's easy to get up. It's easy to bounce back. But the more you become better, the more steps you climb in life, and then you take a heavy fall, that is when the actual test of resilience starts. So even as a speaker, today, if you're falling, get back up. Today, if you're wherever you are, like if you're at the bottom, great, go and give speeches again and again. Don't worry at all, because anyways, isse bura kya hoga? What is the evaluator going to say? Your language is not great, you're stammering a lot, you're going to do a lot of R's and M's. Fine, nothing more, no? What more can the evaluator say? So you keep on giving your speeches, bounce back. Then there will come a time when you'll start becoming better and you'll start feeling good. And you feel like, yes, I have reached the top. I have become a good speaker. I have become a good evaluator. And then one day you fall. And that fall happens. There's no way at any point of time that you won't fall. Let me give you an example. My favorite example, Elon Musk. Genius, visionary, entrepreneur. The things that Elon Musk has done in this world, not something that anyone can do. But even today, he fails. And he fails badly. When he fails, like he goes bankrupt. When he fails, billions are lost. Now imagine you failing as a speaker on the stage and him failing and losing billions. Who do you think needs more resilience? He needs more resilience, right? To bounce back, the amount of power that he needs to bounce back after that fall is hard. So my last conclusion for you about resilience is the better you become in life, the harder it is going to be to become resilient. Keep this in mind. This is something I have learned the hard way because I didn't know this. Nobody taught me. I learned it the very hard way that the more better, popular, famous, like you become, the bad the fall is, the more power you need to bounce back up. So every single time you climb a ladder, keep in mind what come may, I will fight back if I fall. Even if I'm the best speaker today, there is a chance that tomorrow I go and give a speech and it will bomb. And that has happened to me and that has happened to all great speakers in life. And that's okay. Doesn't matter. Even if I need more energy, I will bring that energy. As Tata said, I will borrow that energy with my friends, well-wishers, motivators, my Palava club, right? And I will fight back and I will bounce back. This is what you have to always remember about resilience. So let us all become a resilient group and keep up the Saturday meetings and Sunday meetings and finish our paths and finish our goals that we have set as public speakers and leaders for ourselves. Thank you so much. You have been a fantastic audience. Now I will be handing over the control to the presiding officer, our president, Toastmaster Tata. Back to you.
Wow, such a resilient meeting we had today. It didn't even look that the Toastmaster of the day was what we call to say impromptu, TMOD. It didn't even look like impromptu. In fact, it looked like a well-rehearsed TMOD script. So wow, fantastic. Let's give a big round of applause for the Toastmaster of the day again. Can we get a virtual claps? Thank you so much. So that this is the closing part of this meeting where there will be a couple of important announcements I will be making. And I will also be declaring the winner for the table topic speech. We'll not be having the speech, that is the winning speeches for other role players as well, because we had very few today. And there were only 2 speakers and 1 speaker is not qualified. So we will not be doing the voting for the speaker as well. So for the important announcements, we will be having our next meeting, that is a physical meeting, on 24th of September on Palava Public School. So if you don't know, it's at Casario, and we'll be sending out our communication to our guest group as well. So there will be our physical meeting for the next one. And we'll be also having, this is for the ExCom members, we'll be having our ExCom meeting soon, preferably in either next week before our next physical meeting. So please block your calendars. I will also send out the date by today itself. So this is it. And one more thing, a sincere request to all the mentees and the mentors, please push mentees, please ask your mentors for the speech review. Share the speeches with them before you come here on the stage to give the speech. For mentors, please push your mentees to attend the meeting. And you also encourage, if you're not able to attend the meeting, it's okay. You also encourage your mentees to attend the meeting. It means a lot to all of us. Sometimes they may feel down, just like Kunal felt down today, but Srijita had motivated him to give the speech. So that is the importance of having such a mentor. So I would request our VP Education also to push the mentors so that they can push the mentees as well. So let's have that system going. With that, I would like to have a brief feedback from the guest. Can anyone tell me how did you like the meeting? And before that, wait, I will just announce the winners, I guess. I will announce the winners and then we'll get to the, feedback. So the best table topic speaker goes to Daksh. Can we spotlight Daksh, please? Let me see if he's there. Yeah. Congratulations, Daksh.
Thank you.
Okay. So now I would like
Thank you everyone who have voted me.
Yes, yes, yes. You did spoke very well, Daksh. Thank you so much. You deserve it. Well deserved. Okay. Now I would like to have a brief feedback from the guest about how did you like the meeting. So can any guest speak a few lines about what did you like about this meeting? Any feedback? Good or
We
bad?
have Sara, we have Daksh, we
Yes.
have Pratidnya, we have Sai. So
Sarah.
yeah, Sara, you want to go first?
Yeah. So I really enjoyed today's session. It was a really fun session, and I guess the evaluators were friendly enough to teach the speakers in the most polite way possible. So that's something which I like very much. And I guess I wasn't resilient enough today to deliver an impromptu speech, but I hope the next time I will deliver one. And I just want to say that I'm still getting used to the environment, and I guess everyone was giving off like a very energetic and positive aura. So that's something which I liked very much. And thank you everyone for today's session.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much. Means a lot to us. Yeah, Daksh, you want to say something?
Yes, so it was a very resilience meeting, and I also like the topic of the means table topic speaker. I like the topic, and also I like the a few people backed out, but also few people cope up with that. Like Miss Joanne, she took the TMOD on the spot, and that I like.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Pratinya?
Hello. Yeah, as always, it's fantastic to be here. Though whatever it is, online, offline, I just love to be present at Palava's Toastmasters meeting. So thank you so much. And Daksh, you are my favorite guest. Take it very
Thank
well.
you.
Even sometimes we feel that we need time to think 30 seconds, but you are so prompt enough to talk, and you are like an example. At that time, we should have got this opportunity. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pratinya. This officially concludes the meeting. If you want to interact, you can stay here. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting.
Yeah, one more. Yeah, one
Yeah.
more
Yes, sir.
feedback. Yeah, it's not a feedback. It's a positive feedback. I